Hello everyone, welcome to this second part of intrinsic value video. In today's video, we are going to do this assessment exercise for non-cyclicals or steady growth companies. So here we are actually taking some steady growth companies. So steady growth companies means we are taking companies from FMCG, IT services, auto, two-wheelers, then pharmaceuticals, consumer electricals, then to an extent the semi-cyclicals like consumer durables also we can take here. So in order to assess whether a company is trading at fair price or not, or whether we will make money buying the stock at this price, so here we are going to use three parameters. The first is the earnings yield, second is the growth rate, and third is the interest rate. So what is this earnings yield? Earnings yield is EPS divided by share price. It is actually the inverse of PE ratio. So what is its significance? Here, like what we earlier discussed in the case of bond, so if 100 rupees bond is paying 6% interest, that 6% is the annual income that is available to the bondholder. So for 100 rupees, he is getting 6 rupees per share. In the case of a stock, the earnings per share is actually the total profits per share that a company is making. It is the total earnings of a company. Then the company may decide to distribute a part of that. So if a company is distributing 50% of that in the form of dividend, then that amount divided by share price we calculate as dividend yield. So earnings will be always higher than the dividend yield, because here we are taking the full earnings of the company for calculation. So we are taking total earnings of the company per share, and we are dividing it with share price to arrive at the yield. So it is actually the total yield a company is actually giving to an investor. And then the growth rate of the company. Here the growth rate means the PAT growth rate. Sometimes the PAT growth rate exceeds the turnover or sales growth. So we are looking at PAT growth rate, profit after tax growth rate, and then the interest rate. These are the three parameters that we are going to take. So how we can judge whether a company, or how we can assess whether a company is trading at fair price or not? Let us see. So this is a table. So here we are taking those three parameters: the earnings yield, interest rate, and the growth rate. So if we so here we are taking the present interest rates. Present interest rates is somewhere around between 4 and 5%. So here let us take it as 4%. So suppose you are buying a company that is trading at earnings yield of 2%. Suppose at a particular earnings yield of 2%, and the company is growing at 15%. It is growing its earnings at 15%. So the chance of making decent returns from the stock is actually very less, because it will take at least 4 years, at least 5 years for the earnings yield to converge to the present interest rates itself. So the basic argument here is that there is no sense in buying a stock at an earnings yield that is significantly lower than the risk-free return or the current interest rate, unless it is compensated by significant growth. So that is the basic argument here. So if you are buying a stock at a 2% earnings yield, actually it will take 5 years for it to match the risk-free interest rate itself actually. So whatever it is generating after 5th year is only the returns you are making. So if you are buying a stock at 2% earnings yield, then there is every chance that you will not make any money in the next 5 years. It can happen through consolidation, or it can happen through PE derating, or whatever way it is. But that is the case. But in the other case, if you are buying something at 2% and it's still growing at 25%, then there is a chance that you will make money, because in 3 years the earnings yield will match interest rates, and then whatever is earned after that will add to return. So there is a good chance of making decent returns. So even if the interest rate rises, the return will be decent in this case. But then the important task here is to ensure that the company will grow its earnings at 25%. That is not easy, because when your GDP is growing at 5 or 6% or so, it is not easy to find out such companies. The next bracket is 3% and 15%. Here also, if the interest rates stay at 4%, or if it does not rise much, then company trading at 3% earnings yield and 15% growth, there is a decent chance of making decent returns. But if it 3%, 25%, then returns are actually very good, because in 1 year itself the company will almost match the risk-free or the interest rates, and then again it is growing at a faster pace also, so the returns will be very good. And the next we can see that the 4% and 15% is also very good, and 4% means it is already available at the present interest rates or present yield. So again, whatever the entire 15% returns is going to be available to an investor. And the next category is 4 and 25, but you are unlikely to see this combination in market, because market is unlikely to price any company that cheap, price any growing company that cheap. But fortunately, if you happen to buy a company at 4% yield, and after that, if the company starts growing at a higher rate, then it is a lottery. So it is such things happen, because sometimes it happens that we buy a company that is growing at a slower rate, and after we buy it grows at much higher rate, it starts growing at much higher rate, and then it will be accompanied by PE re-rating in such case. So what will happen is that the returns will be humongous. And then the last, it is the 5% and the 10%. And again, as we said earlier, if you will not see stocks trading at a much higher, growing stocks trading at much higher earnings yield. So the growth is low. And but fine, if it is an established company, even well-established company, well-reputed company, again, it is fine. It also offers a decent return. So this is how actually we can arrive at whether the price we are paying for a company is fair or not, or whether at this price we will make decent returns or not, based on these three parameters, using the growth rate, earnings yield, and interest rates. So now let us move to a few of these companies. So here you have HUL, Asian Paints, ITC, all these steady growing companies we have taken from different sectors, whether it is FMCG or electricals or IT or automobiles or pharma. We have taken different sectors. So this is a broad picture of their earnings yield. So for FMCG or for Asian Paints, maybe because of last year disruption, it may be appearing lower, but yes, let us take it at 2% bracket. So this is what is a broader earnings yield picture. Then here the last 5-year PAT growth is there. Then the expected growth is also there for these sectors. And so there are some parameters like GDP growth for the FMCG or the consumer companies, then global IT spend for IT sectors, all these things are there. Then now we are having a commodity price impact coming. So we just need to ensure that the bottom line is going to grow. So when we mean by growth, we are looking at the bottom line. So if there are factors that are going to impact bottom line, that we need to take seriously. So likewise, we have to take these combinations and see whether we are going to make decent returns. So here, if you look at the IT sector, we have Infosys at almost 3%. So the is expected to grow at some 15 to 25%. So it comes here. So 3% and 15 and 25%. So there is a great chance that you may make some decent returns or meaningful returns from the stock in the long run. So, but at the same time, if you take the FMCG, which is at the 2% or sub 2% bracket with 10 to 15% growth, it comes here. So it looks like if the interest rates rises, then again the chance of making some meaningful return diminishes. So if you take the 5-year period, then again it will take at least 5 years to match the current interest rates, the earnings yield to match the current. So this is a bit tricky, where the chances of making some meaningful returns are very less. And then going down, we have Bajaj Auto at 4%. So the expected growth is lower, 10, maybe it is 15 or 20, and Hero at 5%. So Bajaj and Hero, they are actually at the earnings yield wise, they look very attractive. Only the growth, there is some concern, but if they manage to grow at 10 to 20%, let us see here. So at 4%, and if it is 15%, we are going to make decent returns. So 5%, and even if it is 10% also, you are going to make decent return. So this is how actually it is. We can at least assess whether the price we are going to pay for a company is fair or not, by taking these 3 parameters, that is earnings yield, the growth rate, the PAT growth rate, and the interest rates. And this methodology we can only apply to steady growing companies or steady growth sectors, or the companies that are of reasonable size and maturity and that are growing at a steady rate. So that is it. And the stocks and sectors we have discussed here are only for illustrative purposes and are not our recommendations. For our recommendations, log on to primeinvestor.in. In the next part of this video, we will be doing this exercise for high growth companies. So please do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned. Thank you.